Hey, what's going on, everyone? Nick here, and in this video, I'm excited to get into the Facebook campaign level and just talk about all these different marketing objectives that you have as an option for marketing your business on Facebook. There's a lot of them. But you're going to find out that you're only going to need to have maybe a couple of these in your tool bag to use because Facebook really, what they've done here is they have marketing objectives for every single kind of business out there, right? That's what they need to do as an ads platform, make sure they can serve to anybody who may have the type of business that they want to market on Facebook. So not all of these are going to apply to every single type of business, but we're going to cover them all so that you can understand which ones are best for you. You'll notice that they have three categories up top here: awareness, consideration, and conversion. And then they also give you the idea, the information button here, of what it actually is to each marketing objective, how that marketing objective is defined. So Facebook does give you the information, but I want to just give you my take on it and walk you through with my experience of using these and what they're good for the different types of businesses. So starting with awareness, these are really general type of campaigns. Brand awareness and reach, they're exactly as they sound. Brand awareness is a campaign where you're just pushing something out there to increase awareness for your brand. So in my opinion, there's really two types of ways that this could be used. And I don't use it very often, but I would say number one, brand awareness is really only going to be good for actual like small businesses, local businesses, or really large businesses. Like it's not going to be something you really need for an e-commerce store or for an online marketer or that type of thing. Brand awareness, I would say, is more when you have some type of, like if you're local, then you want brand awareness within the local community, right? Or if you are a global, national brand or something, maybe you just want to push out awareness campaigns. Like we looked at that ShopRite campaign that we saw back in the Facebook ad examples where they were pushing out awareness campaigns just to the fact that they liked to work and support local farmers and marketers and local farmers and business. So that's kind of a brand awareness campaign, and it works for ShopRite because they're big, they have a budget, they can push out a campaign like that just to get some goodwill in the people. Brand awareness campaigns a lot of times really are for the bigger companies. It's what we see on television every day. They push out very general commercials to us that don't really, they don't really necessarily have buying intent or calls to action in them all the time. A lot of times they're just meant to make us aware and keep the brand in our mind. So that's really what you're looking at here when you have that type of objective, that your company, you're out there and you just want to keep yourself, or you want to keep your brand in the minds of the population, whether that's a local population or that's a large population. That's what I think brand awareness is really meant for. And then reach is very similar to brand awareness. The only difference, I guess, is the way that Facebook is going to the nuance in how Facebook is really looking to show your ad. When it comes to brand awareness, there's a little bit of an intention there, right? When it comes to reach, there's really no intention except for pushing your ad out to the max amount of people possible. Okay, so really you only want to do reach. Again, kind of the same thing with brand awareness. You're kind of just pushing stuff out there to just get your message out there. You don't really care whether or not there's a call to action. Not that there can't be, but that can't be your objective here. If your objective is that you want to make a conversion, then you would come over here. If your objective is that you want to try to get leads or actual traffic, then you would come to here, right? So if your objective is just simply pushing a message out there and not caring what type of conversions you get from it, then you're looking at the brand awareness. And again, I see this as like a PR type of thing for large companies or for smaller companies where it's important that people in your community or in your area know who you are because you're an established business and you want people to know who you are. Then you can run this almost in conjunction with other campaigns. It's almost a way of retargeting. Like if you say you're a coffee shop, for example, you could have a brand awareness campaign about, the type of coffee that you use or something. And, or talk about how you're such a great place to get coffee from in the morning while you're running some type of offer as well. So you could have it so that you're making people aware of the brand while you also have something out there directly. That's my take on it. You're not going to use this much in my opinion, so I'm not going to spend any more time on that. Consideration, this is where a lot happens within consideration. So the difference between consideration and conversion is that when you're on this conversion level, you're setting the actual conversion. So I'm going to jump over to here now and look at conversions, and then we'll come back to considerations, because this is where you're getting people to take valuable actions on your website or app, such as adding payment info or making a purchase. And you use the Facebook Pixel, as we talked about in the Pixel section, to track and measure those conversions and also optimize for those conversions. That's the whole idea here. When you are doing a conversion type of ad, whether it's a website, whether you're trying to send people to Messenger, or it's an app, okay, you are picking a conversion event. So we talked about these. So right now, like as I'm running a new campaign for a marketing company, I'm starting out a conversion ad with view content, which means I'm telling Facebook, I'm selecting an audience, which we're going to go into audiences and targeting later. But basically, I'm telling Facebook here that whatever audience I give it, I want it to go out and use the Pixel to find as many people as possible that will convert to this type of event. Okay, view content. And so that's what Facebook is going to do. And the more people it gets to convert, the more it will then be able to continually optimize its algorithm as it goes to get more dialed in, more honed in, more specific, more laser focused on finding more people to take that same conversion event. All right, and you'll see you have multiple you can choose from. So if I wanted it to go get leads, I would optimize for leads. And so that's how that works. And we went over all of the events and how the events work and how you set them up in the Facebook Pixel section. And that's why it's so important, because you set those events up, and as soon as Facebook can recognize those events on your website or your funnel or your store, wherever you're sending your traffic, now you can come in here and you can actually specifically optimize to make those events happen. And that's really powerful that Facebook gives you the ability to do that. And when it comes to conversions, you can, again, this is anything you want it to be. It can be custom events, like you can see I created a custom conversion called Application Complete, or it can be standard ones like View Content, Lead, and then other things that they have. Like I created some of my own. If it's red, it means it's not active yet. It doesn't actually, like nobody actually did that yet. If it's gray, it just means that it hasn't been active in a while, and then green means it's active right now. So that's how the conversion events work, and you can optimize for anything. Even though I may not have any recent activity here or no activity on one of these, I can still optimize. I can still tell Facebook this is what I'm trying to optimize for, and it will go out and do its best to try to optimize for that type of objective or conversion event, I mean. The objective is conversions, and then at the ad set level is where we set the event that we want to, the conversion event that we're going for. Product catalog sales. This is when you create a product catalog, obviously. So you have to create a product catalog to do this, and we can talk about this in the future, setting up a product catalog with Facebook. It's something that it's doable. If you're brand new, it can be a little complicated to understand at first, but you just basically what'll happen is you'll come in here and you have to have a set of products that you're using that you've already uploaded, and then you have all these different things. You can define who you want to see your ad based on actions, right? So you can have a specific product catalog from your store, and then this is like, I guess, a way that's really good for being able to show those products to who you want to. So you can see that I can show to people who viewed but didn't purchase, to add to cart but didn't purchase. I can upsell. That's pretty awesome as well. So you can upsell right here on Facebook through having a product catalog to people who already purchased something within a different product set. cross-sell, custom combination. So there's a lot going on here. You can put in your own audiences and custom audiences, and then of course still set your budget and everything like that. So that is something that is really cool. You can even create an offer, like a very specific offer to send out. But this is all based on having actually pulled a product catalog into your store already, which is something that you can do in the business settings. So when you get into the business settings, there's a place where you can create a product catalog. You have to link it into your store or your website, wherever you have your products. This is more of a Shopify thing or an e-commerce thing. And then you can actually, once your products are linked with your Facebook business account, now you can come in here and you can show any of those products at any point in time based on different actions that visitors have taken on your website. So this is a really powerful way for conversions as well, because you're specific here. You're trying to get conversions. You're trying to drive sales or upsells or cross sells to people who have already taken actions on your website. Store visits, that's probably pretty self-explanatory, but you can see that this is the nearby idea. You're getting more people nearby to visit your brick and mortar location. So this is specifically for people that have a storefront, a brick and mortar type of location where you want to increase foot traffic, okay? And you can only do this if you have a Facebook page that has a business location. So I haven't set one up like that, but I guess I will, so that I can show you this, because you can only do a store visit type of ad if you've set up an actual business with a location, so that Facebook of course knows the location and the area that you're trying to target. And then what it's going to do is it's going to show ads or offers, whatever it is you're trying to show. You still have to create the ad no matter what, but it's based on conversions, a very specific conversion to drive traffic, foot traffic, real people, try to get them to come in to your actual location, and it uses that nearby thing. So we'll look at that in the future. When we get into actually creating ads, I'm going to walk through examples. My intention is to walk through examples of each ad that I think will be relevant for the people. So right now it's just an overview kind of thing. Okay, so conversions based on very specific things, as we talked about. Now, consideration is in the middle here. Consideration is still something that you can use to drive sales and capture leads. Obviously, as you see here, there's a whole lead generation one. Facebook considers this, or Facebook calls this consideration, because this is not necessarily driving purchases. All right. Generally, when we talk about conversions, we're talking about trying to drive a purchase. You can use a conversion ad to drive leads, to capture leads, to get applications, even to get just view contents. Like, that's something that you can obviously do. It works. I'm using that right now to do that. And I think it works better that way, using the conversion ad to do that. But there are a couple things that you can do here as well. So traffic is simply traffic. So the idea is that Facebook is going to optimize for clicks. It doesn't care if they convert. It doesn't care what happens after the click. Remember, we talked about that. What happens after the click is important. So a traffic ad is just designed to send your website clicks. Now, this could be really good for like affiliate marketers. Say you have something that you're promoting and you already know what the earnings per click is. Say you have an offer that you're promoting and you know that you're getting an earnings per click of $2 on that offer. So you can run a traffic ad, and you can basically, you're just optimizing for link clicks, right? It shows you down here. You're optimizing for link clicks, and Facebook is going to go out there and it's going to show your ad to as many people that are going to click on that, and that's it. All right, so it'll click. Now you can optimize for landing page views, so they take it a step further, because there's an idea here that they could click the ad, and before they even see the page, if it takes a long time to load or something, that they may change their mind. Like, people nowadays are crazy the way they click and then they'll just close something if it doesn't load within like half a second or a second. So you can take it a step further and go to landing page views, which is where Facebook will go and then look for people who will click and also wait for that landing page to load. So that's something that you can do. But this is really, so this type of campaign works again when you're just trying to drive the traffic. All right, that's it. You're just trying to send people to a website or a landing page or something where they're going to go view it, and there's no conversion in mind. Your conversion is simply getting as many clicks as possible. The other difference between traffic and conversions is you have to have a higher daily budget to be able to run a traffic ad. It has to be $20 daily budget, where conversions you can start at a $5 daily budget. So a lot of times this is the optimal choice for any type of business, because you actually get to set the conversion and you get to start your budget out a little bit lower to test as well. Traffic is for, like, exactly as it sounds. You just want to flood traffic somewhere, and you know that you're going to take care of optimizing whatever happens after the click, because Facebook's not going to care about that at all. Engagement. We use these ads a lot. This is a post engagement ad, or also known as a PPE ad, for page post engagement. That's what it was called when it first came out. And basically the engagement ad is to get people who are going to engage: comments, likes, shares, event responses, and offer claims. These are all types of engagements. Now, they're split into 3 different things here. So when it comes to engagement, you can do a post engagement, which is where you want people to like, comment, or share your post. This is a great way to test a new ad, whether you're, I mean, it doesn't really matter even what the ad is. If you're testing some type of ad where you just want to get a reaction and see what people think, then an engagement ad's a great way to test an ad, whether that's an e-commerce product, whether that's a service, whether that's just an idea that you have that you want to get feedback from the marketplace. If that's a new thing that you're launching in your local area for your business, something you want to share, an engagement ad's great. And I think an engagement ad is really better than brand awareness or reach, because you're actually looking for people who are going to engage. That's why I try to give you my experience with this, because personally, I don't see why you would run either one of these ads when you can just run an engagement ad. All right, it does really the same exact thing. The only difference is Facebook is actually trying to get you the people most likely to like, comment, and share your post, which is what you want anyway. This gives you the potential to create a post that goes viral, that gets organic reach, that gets people sharing and liking and commenting. When that happens, their friends see it without you having to even pay for it. All right, this is an ad that can gauge the response you'll get from an audience before you move into like a conversions or a traffic ad. And it can also it can get sales as well. Like if you're driving an e-commerce product of some sort, or you are trying to get a local offer out there for your business, like an engagement ad can drive sales. That's just not the objective when an engagement ad. That's more like a bonus. An engagement ad is really just meant to get it out there as viral as possible for you, really, for those likes, comments, and shares. You can switch it up to make it a page likes campaign, which is very self-explanatory. So it's an engagement ad, but instead of being a post where it's going to, you're going to create a page and a post, it's going to be page likes, where you're going to create just like a basic page type of ad, and it's going to show that ad to people to try to get them to like your page, and that's it. Just try to boost your page likes. All right, and this is something that can be, in my opinion, you don't really need to run page like ads as much, because if you run a post engagement ad, you'll get a lot of people liking your page anyway. A page like is a post engagement, but this is just taking it a step further for people who want to specifically optimize just to get people to like their page. But again, my personal experience and take on that is that it's not really as necessary. Some people like to do this in the beginning of launching a brand new company or brand, because it lets you build a little bit of social proof on your page. But again, if you create a page and you run really good post engagement ads, you're going to get people who like your page anyway, just because of the way the ad works. All right, and we'll talk about that more later when we talk about engagement ads. And then finally, an event response. This, of course, is if you are launching some type of event on Facebook, whether it's a conference, whether it's a concert, or just a open mic night, karaoke night, whatever it may be. If you want to get event responses, this is something else you can use. where it'll be very similar. Like no matter what, when you're an engagement ad, your audience and your targeting will all look the same. But when you get to the ad level, it'll look a little bit different depending on the type of objective that you have, because you're going to create an image, like an image for an event looks like this, whereas an image for a page post is going to look more like something like this. Now that's just a random thing that showed up, but like a page post will look more something like this with that 1,000 by 1,000 picture that you see there. App installs. This is one of the ones I'm not really going to talk about because I don't personally really have any experience with app installs, because I have not launched an app company, but this is pretty self-explanatory. If you have an app company, then you come in here, you give Facebook the URL to your app, or you choose the app that you created and uploaded to Facebook, and then you just come down here and you do the same type of targeting, same type of placement, and you just create your ad to get people to want to install your app. Facebook's going to do the heavy lifting for you. That's the whole point with these objectives you're seeing, is that you choose an objective based on specific what you want, so that Facebook can go out there and do the heavy lifting, because Facebook knows its users best. All right, so if you have an app, and say it's an app for say it's an accounting app. All right, what you would want to do is select an audience for accounting, and then Facebook from within that audience will go out there and find the people most likely to download that app for you. All right, and then as you get more and more and more people who download, Facebook will continually optimize and optimize and optimize so that it keeps finding more and more people. That's the way that it works. So even though I haven't done app install apps before, I still know how it works, and it's still, it works the same way. You just have to have an app, and then everything else that we're going to talk about in targeting and placements and all that stuff later is still going to apply. Video views, of course, this is Facebook's newest thing. Video views are hot because they are super cheap to run a video. Right now, video views are the cheapest type of ad that you can run. Many times you can put a video view ad out there and be getting views for less than 1 cent per view. It's really incredible. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're quality views, all right? Anytime somebody scrolls over your video and hovers there for more than 1 second, that's considered a video view. Whether they turn the volume up, whether they actually click play or not, the videos automatically play in the newsfeed. So, videos are a great way to get a message out there. They're a great way to create your own little mini infomercials to sell products, whether that's a physical e-commerce product or whether that's a digital product, a software, whether it's a marketing service. It doesn't matter. There's so many ways you can use video. You can have live stream videos that you run that you want to, or you can have pre-recorded slideshow videos. Or not pre-recorded, pre-recorded videos, or you can put together slideshow videos. There's so many different ways when we get into this, and we'll look at different types of video formats that you can create. And Facebook even has new placement available for shorter video ads, which we'll talk about, for using a 5 to 15 second video for in-stream video placement. So Facebook is constantly, as you see, they're constantly updating their platform and trying to make it better, more, and unique ways to reach your audience. But at the very core of what this is, it's just being able to create videos, whether it's a simple video or it's an elaborate video. That's up to you, but no matter what, this is a great way to be able to get your, just think about that. You have an audience of up to 1 billion active users worldwide, and you're able to blast commercials online where they're looking, the most valuable real estate anywhere for your consumer, right in their phone, right on their laptop screen, and you can blast these videos out to targeted audiences for less than 1 cent per video view. That's incredible. And businesses that are not taking advantage of this are really just missing it, because with the right video, you can do a lot of great things and drive a lot of sales. And same thing here, Facebook has its own objectives, and that's cool, but we can modify objectives to do the same thing and fit what we want to do. So you could have a brand awareness ad as a video and it would be a lot cheaper. You could run a video that was a brand awareness ad and push it out there and actually link your video. I mean, there's so many things you can do when you get into a video. You can have a single video, a slideshow, a carousel with more than one video, and then you can upload it. It gives you all the things over here where you can have it up to 60 minutes max. It gives you the ratio it needs to be, the file size. You can do Instagram feed videos right in here, and then the in-stream ones, which are a new placement for the really, really short videos. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. You can include links right into the video. You can make videos that have like a bar up top with just text and, calls to action. So many things you can do. We will talk about video views for sure, but it's a great way to be able to do a lot of different marketing objectives because it can drive sales if it's a great infomercial video type of deal, or a great product video, or a great, demonstration video. It can help you drive leads. It can help get awareness to your brand. It can do anything any of these others can. It just all comes down to you being able to make a really good video. That's really the challenge with video views, is you're making the video, and a bad video is not going to get you anything, no matter what. It's going to be cheap to run still, but it's not going to get you any type of response, where a really great video is going to be cheap to run and can get you, any of these responses if you set your video up correctly. And then finally, lead generation. This is a really cool thing that Facebook has created. Now, lead generation, here's the thing that it comes down to. Lead generation and conversions can be the exact same thing. So Facebook is constantly trying, they're developing their platform and they're coming up with stuff, and lead generation is newer. So I have no doubt that it's going to be developed and fine-tuned over time, right? But as of right now, lead generation and conversions can really do the same thing. And a lot of times conversions are going to be much cheaper for you running a conversion ad that's optimized for leads as opposed to lead generation. The difference is lead generation is very valuable because when you create a lead generation ad, it's not letting me go any further, I guess, without actually doing that. But we will look at this. When you create a lead generation ad, the difference is, let's look at the Creative Hub, and I'll show you one real quick just so we can see what it looks like. A lead generation ad lets you collect leads right within Facebook. And the value in that is that Facebook already knows their name and their email address. So when you do a conversion ad that's meant to get leads, where you're sending them to a page off of Facebook, right? Then you're relying on them to go to that page to read the information and then enter their name and their email address, type it out, and then, hit enter. And while that sounds pretty easy, again, people are lazy in this digital age. It's, people have become very digitally lazy about what they do. So the lead generation is meant to improve that by making it where if they see your ad and they like it, all they have to do is click. Facebook automatically pre-fills their name and their email address, and then they're opted in that quickly. So it's a little bit more expensive, I think, because of the way that Facebook is really taking it a step further and doing the work for you to make it even easier to collect those leads. But, you can still do just as well running leads to a conversion ad offline, because if you know how to create a landing page, then you can still, then you can do that. So in here, creating a lead ad, I'm trying to see so I quickly paused the video just to pull this up because this was one of the better examples I could find. They didn't really have one in the Creative Hub, but you can see how this works. So you see that there's an ad here where it just is, it gives them the ability, it shows them the ad and then gives them the ability to subscribe. And then when they click that, it takes them to this page automatically pre-fills their name and their email address, tells them what they're getting, and then all they have to do is click submit. So it makes it really easy because the actual user, all they're doing is clicking. They don't have to type anything in. All right, so they click subscribe, they read, make sure they like it, they click submit, and it's automatically now that company has their lead. And then in your dashboard, in your back end, you're able to collect those leads and then download them, or you can integrate them right into your lead manager, your autoresponder, whatever it is. You can integrate that. We'll talk about lead ads more in the future, but that's just another way that you can use Facebook to automatically generate leads right within Facebook without them ever having to leave Facebook, without them really having to do anything. So it's a little bit more expensive when you do it that way, and that's not necessarily even from me saying that. I mean, I did test leads ads and it was more expensive for me, but I've also looked at a lot of case studies of businesses that have done this already, and the general consensus is that lead generation is more expensive than conversions on the same objective if you're generating leads here and you're generating leads here. So that's everything. That's an overview of your campaigns and all your different objectives and kind of what they do and how to use them. In my perspective, generally the biggest ones that we're going to see used are going to be conversions, engagement, video views, store visits if you're a smaller local business. Product catalog sales is something that's a little bit more advanced, but if you're in e-commerce, something you definitely want to work into once you've already been established and you're making consistent sales and you have a consistent audience of people and traffic going to your site. So that's everything in this, and we are going to talk about these ads a little bit more in detail because my goal in this course is to give you an example of all the main ones that are relevant to your business and what you're going to need, and kind of walk through some case studies. So this was just meant to be an overview. In the next video, we're going to do an overview of the ad set and all the different things available to you there. So I'll see you in the next video.